What got us talking after the first Ardennes Classic Michael Valgren wins the 2018 Amstel Gold Race, Sunada. You don't usually expect the same riders to compete for victory in both the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad and the Amstel Gold Race. Alone the fact that they are very different in character, with the former a cobbled classic and the latter a hilly classic favouring puncheurs, it takes a rare rider that can maintain their form from the first race in late February to today's race in mid-April. However, Michael Valgren, Astana, has now managed to win both this season, becoming the first rider since 1973 when, who else, Eddy Merckx pulled off this unusual double. It's testament to a trend this spring of riders competing in a variety of different types of classics. Among the start list today were many other riders who, like Valgren, had also competed in many cobbled classics this spring, including Peter Sagan, Bora Hansgrohe, Greg Van Avermaet BMC, Sepp van Mark EF Education First, Philippe Gilbert Quick Step Floors, and Michael Matthews Sunweb. What set Valgren apart was the fact that he actually managed to win. Having confirmed his potential with that win at Omloop Het Nieuwsblad in February, and impressed again with fourth at the Tour of Flanders, today's result further catapults the 26-year-old Dane as one of the most impressive all-rounders in the peloton this season, and one of its new stars. The new route continues to look like a success. The peloton at the 2018 Amstel Gold Race, Sunada. Some may still pine for the days that the Cobberg would almost indefinitely decide the outcome of Amstel Gold, but today's race again exemplified the virtues of the new route. Like last year's edition, which was the first to remove the final ascent of the Cobberg, the key moves were all made much earlier, allowing for a more prolonged contest for the win rather than one explosive battle up that climb. It still had an important part to play, with the many fans lined up on the roadside treated to attacks from Julian Alaphilippe, Quick Step Floors, Jakob Fuglsang, Astana, and Greg Van Avermaet BMC, that formed the first exclusive selections. But it was the tactical intrigue that followed that really made the race. Alejandro Valverde, movie star, attacked 13 kilometers from the line, bringing just 5 other riders, Peter Sagan, Julian Alaphilippe, Tim Wellens, Michael Valgren, and his Astana teammate Jakob Fuglsang, with him up to the leading 6-man breakaway group. From this point on, it wasn't so much about who was the strongest as who was the cleverest, as the dozen riders, which became 8 after the final climb of the Bemelerberg, played games with each other. Ultimately it was Astana, using their numerical advantage, who proved the smartest, with Valgren going up the road just over 2 kilometers from the finish with Roman Kreuziger, Mitchelton Scott, while the more fancied names made the mistake of marking each other. Sagan finds himself in familiar, frustrating position. Peter Sagan beats Alejandro Valverde into 4th place at the 2018 Amstel Gold Race, Sunada. When the key selections were made and Peter Sagan remained in contention, you could sense the fear among the other favorites. The world champion was evidently on a great day, and nobody wanted to reach the finishing straight with him on their wheel. Every time an attack was made, the others looked for Sagan to mark it, and whenever Sagan himself made a move, he was swiftly marked in the blink of an eye. The group worked better together when first formed, especially between Sagan and Valverde. Due to their varying itineraries, it's rare to see these two stars compete in the same race, and the sight of the two pulling together at the front of the lead group prior to the final climb was enough to get the heart pounding. But that initial cohesion broke down towards the finish, with Valverde failing to chase, and an evidently frustrated Sagan allowing Valgren and Kreuziger to open up a fatal gap while the others continued to look on passively. Sagan won the sprint for 4th place, suggesting he would have won the race had the attackers not been allowed to succeed, completing another irksome afternoon for the Slovak. The Ardennes contenders emerged. Julian Alaphilippe attacks on the Cobberg at the 2018 Amstel Gold Race, Sunada. As mentioned above, many of the key players from the cobbled classics were again present today, but most, with the honorable exceptions of Michael Valgren and Peter Sagan, were clearly fatigued from their efforts earlier this spring. The likes of Philippe Gilbert, Quick Step Floors, and Greg Van Avermaet BMC might otherwise have been contenders today, but both missed the selections made, while the more rested Ardennes specialists, who will likely also be the ones to watch at Flèche Wallonne and Liège-Bastogne-Liège, emerged. Alejandro Valverde looked his usual imperious self, and must go into both those races, which he has traditionally performed much better in than Amstel Gold, as favorite. 2 places behind him in 7th was Julian Alaphilippe, Quick Step Floors, another pre-race favorite who looks in good enough shape to win his first Ardennes Classic, and Tim Wellens, Lotto Soudal, built upon his victory at Brabantse Pijl last Wednesday to achieve his highest ever finish in the race, 6th, suggesting he too will be a contender in the upcoming races. However, it was yet another underwhelming spring classic for Team Sky. Michał Kwiatkowski has been building his season towards the Ardennes Classics, but didn't have the legs when the crucial selections were made in today's finale. The pole tends to blow hot and cold, often following a poor performance with a superb one in a matter of days, or vice versa. Sky will be desperate for a similarly quick turnaround this week. Boels Dolmans can win whatever the circumstances. Chantal Bloch wins the 2018 Amstel Gold Race. Photo by Danis Dietine. Getty Images. The second edition of the reinstated Women's Amstel Gold played out very differently to last year's race, but both ended up with a winner from the all-conquering Boels Dolmans team. The race threw up the rare scenario of a break forming with 55 kilometers still to ride, in which all of the major teams were represented, meaning there was never enough impetus among the riders in the bunch to bring them back. Given how their leader and emphatic pre-race favorite Anna van der Breggen was left in the bunch, you might have thought the situation would not have been ideal for Boels Dolmans. When Chantal Bloch, the team had the strongest rider in the break, and the world champion confidently managed every attempted attack before breaking away with Lucinda Brand, Sunweb, and Amanda Spratt Mitchelton Scott on the Coburg and out-sprinting them both at the finish. The win is Bloch's biggest in the rainbow stripes and the team's fourth out of the 7 World Tour races completed so far this season, underlying just how much they continue to dominate women's cycling.